get you the latest on this. Bring in Karinda Jagmohan live to us now from Mthwalume in KwaZulu-Natal. That's where this event is taking place. And Karinda, I wonder whether the Premier has any new ideas around how to solve this ancient old problem.
Well, at this point, the Premier has also asked for safe houses, more safe houses where women can go to when they feel that their lives are under threat, because many of the violent incidents we've seen, especially in this past year, has been that of intimate partner violence, where the perpetrator is known to the victim. Now, currently, the KZN Premier is about to start this event. She's taking a tour of the female-owned businesses that have been set up here, because one of the points is to tackle gender-based violence is also to empower women, especially in this rural area, financially. Meanwhile, what is interesting is here is the KwaZulu-Natal Network on Violence Against Women. It's a group of women and men who have in their community set up what they call a violence-free zone, an important area essentially where they aim to curb violence by ensuring that in their neighborhood they decrease the number of firearms that are there, for example. They are aware of the social issues facing their communities, and then that women who feel that they are unsafe know that there are people, especially other women, they can come talk to for help and to how to find the correct avenues in order to essentially get help and get justice if that is the case. Let's speak to some of the women here. My colleague Lungelo Zungu. I think we'll start with Nadia. Ma'am, we're live on Newzroom Afrika. I'll ask you to raise your voice as well. Tell us the importance of violence-free zones in Durban.
The importance of a violence-free zone in Durban is that we are changing hotspots into violent-free zones. We are trying to create enabling environments for women and children, and you all know that a community that's safe for women is safe for all.
So, ma'am, I think also let me come to you as well, perhaps, and to ask, in your communities, what are the levels of violence you are seeing currently, and why do people need to be involved in this?
In our community, the level of violence has increased for various reasons, okay? We can start by our street lights not being working in most cases, which is a municipal problem, okay? We've got high grass bush areas where women are generally jumping on taxis and walking home. It's all of those contributing factors. It is also the level of the increase with violence in the home. And that is why these areas were identified, and then we are turning those hotspots into violence-free homes. But we can't do it alone. We do it as a collective, and we do it as a community to curb the gender-based violence in our community. And it's going to be done one day at a time, one community at a time, coming together and working together. So violence-free zones is something that needs to be rolled out not only in our wards, but our intent is to get it rolled out in all wards in our country.
So what you see there, and we'll speak to some of the men at the back as well, is violence-free toolkits as well. So this is how this community-led movement came to be. Essentially, people from the local community, so for example here, many people from the Wentworth area, where there's a high rate of violence, and explaining how they can have these violence-free zones where, as you see, Wentworth here, where there's been a number of attacks against women. So essentially they will find a targeted zone and ensure that basic necessities are there. A simple thing like street lights, and we know that when women want to walk home very late at night, especially women who are working to support their families, they feel that they might be attacked. So the mission there is for the community to come together to try and fix their own street lights, to try and ensure that where they feel there are drug-ridden areas, to have police go into those areas and secure those areas. But let's speak to some of the men as well. Sir, of course, gender-based violence, we know that the perpetrators are men. What is the work that you do as a male in violence-free zones?
Well, my work is to encourage men out there to always work with the young people, and then also to tell them not to abuse small children. My work, I'm also the counselor as well, and also the secretary as well.
So tell me, what is your message to other men?
To the men out there, always respect women out there, and if you have an issue with your anger, always deal with your anger, and always important to deal with your problems.
Thank you, sir. I think we'll also just end as well speaking to Cookie Edwards. She is an activist who has worked very hard in KwaZulu-Natal, ma'am. How do people get involved in making their communities safer spaces?
What we have done is we have established rapid response teams as a pilot project in 4 communities. That's in the Ink area, Ablazi, Western and Newlands. I think you have spoken to some of the leaders already. So what we have done, we have taken these hotspots where the stats are high on gender-based violence, femicide, sexual assault and rape, and we're turning those into violence-free zones. So by doing that, we sensitize the community, doing door-to-door campaigns, small information sessions to sensitize the community, but also letting them know that there is help there. And how do we turn a hotspot into a violence-free zone? So this is just a pilot. We still need to scale up throughout the province, in every ward, and establish rapid response teams in every ward. So the way forward is that we've been speaking with the Premier's office to see how we can partner to establish these rapid response teams and the violence-free zones throughout the province.
Thank you very much, Cookie Edwards. And there you have it, South Africans, as the national anthem plays, South Africans that are coming together to safeguard their own communities, saying that they cannot stand by and wait for other entities to come and try and safeguard their spaces, but they want women in their own neighborhoods to feel safe by doing the little things that will ultimately make a better space for all.
Karinda Jagmohan, live to us there from Mthwalume in KwaZulu-Natal. For now, Karinda, thanks very much indeed.